Hey, everybody. It's Jody here with Dr. Melanie Pugh's office. And for years, I've been wanting to write a blog post or make a video on this particular subject. And I thought today I would just sit down and do it. Now, here's the funny thing about this particular topic. It really doesn't apply to our office so much anymore. This particular topic really has to do with offices that take a lot of dental insurance, and I'll explain why in just a moment. But the topic of today's of this particular video is the number one thing that I personally would not do in my dentist office, and that is this. But before I tell you, let me use a little analogy or a little story. Let's say that you are a high school football team and you are getting ready to play and you're the head coach. And when your team is just about to take the field, you pull your quarterback aside and you start yelling at the quarterback because he was late to practice one day and because he maybe had his locker was messy, or maybe he had his cell phone out before he was supposed to. And you start ripping into this particular quarterback right before you go out onto the field to play the state championship game. That would be crazy. It's obvious. And why would that be so bad? Because that's going to completely rattle the quarterback. It's going to, be a cortisol dump. It's going to, really negatively affect where he's at mentally. And you want him to have championship level mindset before he goes out there and starts running the offense and running the plays. Now, one thing we have seen over the years, in somewhat isolated instances, but these isolated instances really stand out to you, is when a patient comes in and it's always something about their insurance. It's always about the insurance, always. And they come in and they're unhappy about something. And they sit down in the chair right before the doctor is about to take a drill and prep their tooth for a crown or whatever the procedure is. And that patient looks up at the doctor and just blah, whatever it is. They say, well, I didn't get my reimbursement, or I did this or whatever, or they didn't return my call fast enough, or whatever happens in those real high volume sorts of offices where there's so much volume, it's just a lot more chance for things to happen that a patient is not going to like. So what happens with that doctor is the same thing that would happen with that football player. It's like dumps all of that. It's like they puts them in fight or flight mode. They have this like chemical dump of negative stuff, cortisol or whatever, into their body. They're now not comfortable necessarily with you, and they're in their head, instead of being at a championship level, I'm going to crush this. This is probably not a good term to say crush, but I'm going to crush this procedure, as in a good way. I'm going to do world championship dentistry right now. If someone, like attacks the doctor, yells at the doctor, does whatever, that's not how they're going to feel when they're about to start prepping your tooth. It's crazy to do that. And when we were in network with dental insurance, we would sometimes see that happen. Now, why do patients act like that? My opinion is that, and I've been a student of customer service for many years. If you don't know this, prior to working with Melanie here in the dental practice, I was a corporate guy. I was deeply involved in marketing, sales, customer service. I've been through Ritz-Carlton and Disney customer service training. I've been through big corporate training. I've taught customer service. Like this is something that I've really immersed myself in. And less than 1%, right around 0.5% of people are unreasonable. So in other words, 1 out of 200 people are unreasonable or have the ability to be unreasonable. So there can be a struggle to deal with. And if you have an insurance practice, you're going to have very high volume of patients, and everybody hates their dental insurance. But while they hate their dental insurance, they take that out on the dentist office. Now, I'm not saying everybody takes it out on the dental office, but I'm saying no one likes their dental insurance. And a lot of those people take it out on the dental practice. It's the dental insurance that's the bad guy, not the dental practice. But they get so frustrated with that. And instead of taking a step back and understanding, well, that's the dental insurance that's not a good plan, or it's just not written right. And so the reason this isn't getting paid, it isn't because this doctor is mean. It's because the dental insurance just is not great. So what happens is people will get frustrated, and they get really frustrated with their dental insurance, but there's no dental insurance guy there. So they give it to the dental office. And I think that's the number one reason why people have do this in the dental office, act bad in the dental office, is because something about the dental insurance has upset them. Now, what should you do? Well, for me, what I know from working in dental practice, if something happens that I think is really egregious, like something really makes me mad or upsets me, if it's like the nuclear level, I probably will call and just leave a message for the doctor and say, "Hey, it's Jody Pugh. I'm a patient. I'd really just like to talk to the doctor. It's about something that happened, and I just think the doctor should know about this." And I'm speaking about private practices where there's a doctor who owns it. If you're not talking about corporate dentistry right now, but I would do that. But it'd be very, very, very rare would I ever ask to speak to the doctor. What I might do more likely is just go speak to the office manager and say, "Hey, I just wanted to share something with you, make you aware of it. Just wasn't sure if you knew about this or not." And I would take that approach and just share. And it's likely, if this is a reasonable thing, that they will agree with you. And I personally would never attack someone. And here's the thing: if you're the person who does feel like you have to, like you're so upset that you're going to attack, you're in the wrong place. It's not the office for you. I would never go to a dental practice that made me so upset that I felt like I had to raise my voice and be sort of hostile ever. It's never what I would go. And never is that okay in business. It's never okay to attack the front desk person or be hostile to them, or the dental assistant, or the doctor, or whatever. But it's most definitely not smart for you, for your best interest, to do it right before the doctors are going into your mouth with a drill. So that happened in our practice occasionally. When we were in network with insurance, it was always about the insurance, and the patient would be very frustrated because of something with the insurance. They would take it out on us, as we've been in out of network practice now for the last several years. Never have that. And the reason we never have it is because people aren't frustrated, so completely frustrated with their insurance. So the point of this particular video is to say, what's the number one thing I personally would never do in a dental practice? And that is unload on the doctor right before they're about to drill on my teeth. Now, of all the people who've watched this video, probably only 0.5% of you are going to go, "Oh yeah, that's I probably shouldn't do that." The other 99.5% don't do that. But it's worth putting out there, because this is something that's really bad that does happen in isolated instances, and it's the thing that I personally wouldn't do.